So when Home Team fell apart, what was the vibe?
Hurt was the vibe. It was like, you know, like I said, we did everything together. You know what I'm saying? Like, introduced me to Branson. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we would sit in the crib and you know, in Jersey, and Englewood, New Jersey, and we would indulge in activities that was millionaire type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy part about it is that to me, was the realest nigga I ever met. But he didn't pan out to be that.
Mm.
And I love Un. Un is my fucking, nigga got the same number for 20-something years. I still know it. You know what I'm saying? I still know the number.
Right.
I don't know what happened to Un.
He got 64 million.
That shit ain't last long. That shit over.
64 million?
Shit over. It was 64 million. Bro, how many? Bro,
64 million?
You don't understand. How old are you, bro?
Come on, chill.
Here and there.
64
Here and there.
million.
No, here and there. How old are you?
I'm close to 40.
Close to 40. How many millions you think you spent in your lifetime?
I ain't spent 60 years. I ain't spent 64
No.
million.
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest
if
with
you
you.
count from the age that you were born till now,
You definitely spent $1 million.
At least $2 million.
Not 64. Yo, for years when I managed Rockwilder, he told my business, I made a lot of money for at least 5 or 6, maybe 7 years straight.
But did y'all hear about the 64 million? Or am I just bringing it up?
I didn't touch $64 million is a lot of money, even right now. So back then, I can't even imagine spending
But
64
it's not like
million.
it's his personal money.
No, listen.
We talking about budgets. We talking about marketing. We talking about
We got an
a whole
office.
bunch of shit.
We got an office.
An office in New York City.
23 East Madison Avenue.
So the rent is at least $20,000 a month.
You feel what I'm saying?
You gotta
That's
pay
minimum.
that, right?
But how long you did it? If he did it, for
you gotta
5
pay
years.
that. No, listen. You gotta pay that.
Thank you. At least somebody's feeling me in here. Like, pause. Even if you did that for 5 years straight.
I understand what y'all saying.
You know what? I understand.
it's easy to
Let
blow
me
that
break
money.
it down.
Because it does sound crazy. Where did it go?
Let me break it down.
Right.
You got the office, right?
Yeah.
You got your artists that you signed, right? I said Cam had a 600. How much is that?
120 at the time.
120 at the time,
Easy.
right? Charlie Baltimore had 2 cars.
That's another 120.
Un lived in a big ass mansion.
In Inglewood, at that time, maybe.
Let's give him 5 million if he's really killing.
Okay.
He still ain't 60. He's not spending 64 million.
Cigarettes, toilet paper, water, ice,
Studio time.
studio time.
Studio time. I guarantee you, studio time and producers might have ate a
Where
lot of
we're
that.
at.
Hold on. Let's just say. Hold on. Hold on. Listen to this. He just said Rockwilder charged him $75,000 for a beat.
We did that.
Along with the
So
studio
now, if you
time.
do 10 beats, that's $1 million for one artist.
He wasn't doing 10 beats.
No, but I'm
Video
saying-
shoots back then,
was $1 million.
100 grand, 200 grand.
Could have been a
Bro,
million.
you know who shot me and Spade video?
Hype.
Nick Quested.
Oh, he was on fire at that time.
He charged us $250,000 fucking dollars to shoot a video.
He was on fire at that time. Dude.
Shit was more expensive back then.
Yeah, it was. So my thing is,
On the creative
every
end.
day you're gonna spend money. I don't give a fuck if you're getting a chicken parmesan sandwich and fucking pack of cigarettes every day. You every day you spending 50 20s is $1,000, right? How many 20s you think these motherfuckers went through?
64 million is a lot of motherfucking 20.
You keep
I just
saying
want you to
that.
say
It's not.
64
You spent
million.
more than that in your life.
Yo,
All right.
bro, I'm just saying, as a businessman, go ahead, Math.
Because I gotta keep it moving. So you and Cameron, you, Dutch and Spade, and Cameron find yourselves on Sony. What happens there? Like, why isn't the album coming out?
We're sitting there. Just sitting there,
Shelved.
Sitting there. No. Shelving means they don't want to bring you out. We was never shelved. I never got shelved at a label. I was always frontline. Never got shelved at a label. What's the crazy point about it was the overheads kept switching. So Un would do some smart shit, like go over here, get an overhead. They ain't doing what they need to do, we out of here. Go over here, get an overhead. They ain't doing what they need to do, we get out of here. What happened is, by the time we got to Sony, was 2001, 2002. My thing was, we were at Interscope first. We had a $1 million deal over there. Spade ended up going to jail. I never got a chance to fulfill my obligation. So I want to know from the people at Interscope, why if my partner goes to jail, I'm not allowed to fulfill the obligation of the 3-album deal I signed with y'all. It's supposed to be new business after every album is turned in. We turned in 1 album. Spade goes to jail. Why wasn't I able to go ahead and give y'all 2 more albums? I still got Spade verses from everywhere.
Because I signed y'all as a group.
It doesn't matter.
And I can write y'all off now.
It doesn't fucking matter because
That's
at
the
the,
big
end of the
bit.
day,
Nori pulled it off for CNN.
right. It don't matter.
Pull what off with saying that?
After
When
Capone went
Capone
to jail.
went to jail. Tragedy stepped in. They finished the album.
Their situation was a little bit different.
No,
Why is that?
The difference is we from Philadelphia and they
I'm
treated
not-
us like that.
I'm not
bro.
gonna say that.
I'm gonna say that. You don't have to say that because you wasn't in the situation.
But wasn't Tragedy and them more independent when they first came
I'm
out
talking.
with
I don't know.
TNY?
Tragedy.
I mean,
may
somewhat.
God love
Yes, they
them
wouldn't
and all
have
that.
the
I
same
don't
budget.
know what their situation
They definitely
was.
didn't have that budget.
I know what my situation was, and my situation was Spade went to jail. We signed deals with these people. Why did they let me fulfill the obligation at the end of the day? Because long as it's a Dutch and Spade project, it's Dutch and Spade.
But this is where I said that we talk about the creative with the rapper, right? That's when the business kicks in. It doesn't have nothing to do with the creative and what's going on. Quote unquote, we a major Fortune 500, a fucking major company where we can write shit off, right? So if I gave Un $3 million for y'all, right? It's gonna look.
You gotta remember,
If it's a field project, I can write it off.
Un got $64 million in the beginning.
I know, but let me explain
The
to you.
beginning was before me and Spade even
But let me explain
signed
to you the
them.
business side of what you just told us. You said y'all went over
Sony.
and he kept getting more money. That accrues now, right? So when you finally get your deal with the major label, now somebody has to assume all that more money. It just doesn't go away.
Right.
Sony lets you go, but they don't say, I don't want my money back.
Right.
So when you go over there, that's why Mace never got signed again. So when you go over there, they're saying, okay, we already bought y'all in for this amount of money. Am I gonna now go in and invest more money into Dutch and Spade is gone? Or am I just gonna say, I'm gonna assume all this debt and I'm gonna write it all off? Now, you might be a dope ass rapper. I'm not gonna lie, this is what the big business is saying, but this is gonna look better on my books to write off this $5 million. Because no, I didn't pay $5 million, but I accrued it from everything that y'all did. Remember when you got the fucking stipends? That came from a budget.
Right.
That came from a discretionary fund,
Right.
which has to still be paid back.
Right.
So if the discretionary fund was $300,000, yeah, I can give you $5,000, $7,000 and all that. You don't know where it's coming from. That's the part of the game where they say your frontal lobe's not developed. I'm not gonna explain. But if I keep moving you and keep putting a couple dollars in your pocket, then you're gonna say, oh, I got a chance. But
Meanwhile, you're becoming a write-off.
you're becoming a write-off
But
and you don't even know it.
Sorry to tell y'all about my life because, like I told you in the beginning of this interview, it's my life and I share it the way that I want to share it.
Right.
You have to think about this. The overheads that we were getting and the money that we were getting didn't have anything to do with Untertainment.
You thought.
No, I know because I own the rights to me and Spade's album. I have the reels in my house. I don't owe no record label nothing.
That doesn't mean that you didn't leave with a debt.
I didn't leave with no debt. I don't. What do you mean? They don't give you your album if you got a debt.
I'm gonna tell you, that's not true.
I own my record.
That's not true.
I own all my rights to everything.
They'll let it go.
They'll let it go.
They'll let it go.
Well, they have to let it go because it wasn't on me. It was on Un.
But you still owe. But under your name is a black mark.
No, it's not.
This is debt.
No, it's not. Salute to my nigga Goo. If anybody want to get their motherfucking royalties from 20 years ago, my nigga Goo will get it for you. Bottom line, at the end of the day, I'm about to cash out on me never receiving a motherfucking royalty check in 20 years.
But that has nothing to do with what you're talking about. It
do.
No, it don't.
I'm gonna give you some money when I get it.
This goes back. This goes
You
back.
don't need it, but I'm gonna give you some money
This goes
when I
back
get
to Heineken
it.
saying, "Were you ready to hear the truth?"
Right.
I'm ready to hear the truth. Are you ready to hear the truth? Because you can't give me my truth.
One thing.
You can give me your truth.
I'm just talking about business, bro.
Bro, no, not business. What I'm telling you is at the end of the day, I don't owe no record labels nothing.
Yeah, no. When he says debt,
me.
when he says debt, he doesn't mean you owe it. He means
Un.
No, not even Un.
The label is in debt because they gave you money and it went nowhere. So they write it off.
That is not the truth. They made way more money off of us than we made off of ourselves because at the end of the day, Dutch and Spade had a record called If You Want It, produced by Rockwilder. That was on BET Uncut.
Right.
That they sold on DVDs with Eminem and other people. They made their money 40-something times over. They didn't give us nothing.
Okay.
I'm telling you, they didn't give me nothing. I'm fighting for it right now.
Wow.
I got you. I'm just saying.
And this is how many years later?
22 years later. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm S.O.
You know,
hold on.
every artist.
Let me say this first, though. S.O., you know you my big brother. You feel what I'm saying? You laugh when I say it, but you my big brother. I'm telling you, Dutch and Spade is different when it comes to that shit because at the end of the day, Un did a lot of business that was just out of the ordinary. But when I tapped in, when Spade went to jail and me and my manager tapped in, we weren't at fault at all. Untertainment was at fault, but Dutch and Spade, the group, wasn't at fault because we are just artists who sign contracts that come in to give y'all what y'all need.
Right.
Which are albums. I don't know nothing else past that. You feel what I'm saying? I was there to provide you what you asked me in the deal. If it say 3 albums, 10 years, that's what I give you. If it say 1 album, 2 years, that's what I give you. If not, one of us are in breach of contract.
Right.
I never breached contract. I didn't go to jail. I didn't fall short. I provided records. I provided great records. I provided records that.
But do you understand?
For one, yeah, that's us. Me, Bow Wow, and Sammy fighting for the #1 spot. Well, yeah, that's us. That's a Major Figures record.
I understand you, and I don't want to take over his show. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I understand where you're coming from, right? But there's other things that go into the record shit.
Why? Because you didn't age?
No, it's not.
Talking about because you look the same as you look when I first met you. Nobody cares. I lost my hair 3 years ago, and I'm depressed. Fuck off.
It's Hoffa. Trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.